Hi, I'm Glenn McQuaid, and I'm here with a movie called I Sell the Dead over at Slamdance. And a bit like Weather Girl, we're kind of a light fare to horror comedy, a period movie about two bumbling grave robbers and just finding their way through life in atmospheric fog-drenched graveyards. So. Yeah, ours was a bit of an epic story. I wrote and directed a short film called The Resurrection Apprentice in 05, actually. Wrote it in 04. So really since 04 I've been working on the project in one shape, way or form. And then also once we got into production, we had to have basically a 5.5 month break because we lost one of our leads to a bigger project, and rather recast. I felt I could go back into editorial and do some visual effects work on what we had already created, and sort of wait around for him to get back on set. So that's my story.
So Glenn, you have it said it was about 5 years, and what was the trajectory?
Well, it basically all came about when I wrote the short feature, short film, The Resurrection Apprentice, which was basically this is a very atmospheric drama about a young boy's first job, or first night in the job of being a grave robber. And it was sort of an homage to the old British horror flicks of Terence Fisher and Freddie Francis. And I was lucky enough to meet Larry Fessenden in New York City, and I had admired his work from Habit and Wendigo and stuff like that. So basically knew Larry was an actor, so basically offered him one of the leads in the short film, and was delighted when he accepted it. So that was the start of the ball rolling, and took probably about 6 months to get everything underway, and I wrote, directed, and edited the short. And once all was said and done on that, I felt like I loved the characters that I had created. I felt there was a lot more I could explore with them and on the world around them. So I pitched a few things here and there, but was most passionate in expanding the Resurrection Apprentice into a feature film, which is I Sell the Dead. And I'd say probably just having Larry Fessenden on board just helped a lot. Larry eventually became the producer of I Sell the Dead as well. So I was basically directing my producer and also director in his own right. So
I think that's called an S&M film.
Yeah, it was hot. Again, when I met Larry Fessenden, I just got involved with this whole troupe of filmmakers and performers, and sort of leech off of those while I'm not directing, and try and get a few quid that way. And just whatever you can do. I think, as for me as a filmmaker, persistence is all. I just really have to get up every day and try and get the writing in and try and get out there, and just be as active and involved in our little community as possible. I would say very similar again. When we got the news we were coming over, we were lucky enough to get in touch with Annie Jeeves and the 15 Minute Crowd, and they've just kept us busy the entire time we've been here. And like that, again, we were delighted to get some of our talent out as well. Dominic Monaghan came in for 2 days just to say hello, do a few interviews, and watch our movie with an audience, and generally just bringing our gang of lunatics over to enjoy the festival, and just to see the movie with an audience is always a thrill. And this is our first time with a sort of a non-genre audience as well. So every screening is a little nerve-wracking, but once you feel that the audience is starting to get it, it's just makes it all worthwhile. Cool. I completely agree. I think it's important not to be too precious in the early stages of writing. And I love what you say, just allowing yourself and forcing yourself to write shite, because something valuable can come out of that. So for me, in the early stages, I just wrote tons of sort of little stories and side plots for these characters, and then I don't know what I'd call it, just character studies, I guess. And then I just dove into writing the script, and it was weird because a lot of what I had dismissed already, I went back and read and found some interesting ideas and work in there. And another book I'd recommend, I'm coming across as the horror guy here, but Stephen King has a great book on writing. It's not specifically for script writing, but it's a beautiful read. and this is all about his creative process with some really just great technical tips. So I'd recommend that.
Cool. Do you know the name of it? No,
On Writing by Stephen King.
On Writing. Sorry.